Hey, Hell's not in the car yet.
That means that driving in dynamic sport mode was... Hello and welcome to the channel. Jamie here from JP Cars, and you join me with the Audi S4, which is looking absolutely stunning after DAR Detailing detailed it. And if you haven't already watched that video, please do check out the card right here and click on that and go and take a look. So the car is looking absolutely unbelievable. However, the cost of doing it, alongside the fuel prices, which are very inflated at the moment here in the UK and pretty much everywhere in the world, means that I've been thinking, is it time to start driving more efficiently? And so with my next fill up due, it was time to hit the road gently. So you join me with a full tank of 99 RON fuel from Shell, and I'm now driving in efficiency mode, and the idea is I'm not going to drive overly efficiently. I'm just going to drive how I normally drive, where I usually drive, and then we'll compare it to dynamic sport mode and the miles per gallon that I get out of that and how many miles I get out of the tank and all that kind of jazz. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be making a note in my little notepad, which you can actually buy from my eBay store if you are interested, under Hooper Pern. So that'd be great if you could do that. A little Cornish pasty notebook for nice and cheap money. Anyway, so I'm going to be making a note in there with my miles per gallon, how many miles travelled and stuff like that, and then I'll do the same with my next tank of fuel, which will be done doing dynamic sport mode. Well, the point of efficiency mode is to reduce the amount of fuel that you're using. So when I'm driving along now, I'm in 8th gear. Well, in dynamic sport mode, I don't know I've ever been into 8th gear. It keeps the revs down by getting those gears coming along quicker rather than holding on to them like it does for dynamic sport mode. That also means that you're reducing the amount of noise coming out the back of the car, which is something that I'm quite missing, to be honest. I'll be going about my daily journey. What are these? Try me, squeeze my jelly belly. What? Oh, listen to the sound. Look at the donkey. It's even got teeth. Oh no, prolapse. Right, let's see what efficiency is like for coming out of here. Somewhere I come out of all the time. 35, 40, 45, 52, 55, 60. Okay, do you know what? It's not that slow. If you're going to go, go. It's just lacking that kind of excitement, that sound, that pull back into your seat, which even now, 2 years on after having the car, that still gets me sometimes. When I'm in dynamic sport and I just go, right, I want to overtake, or I want to quickly get on the dual carriageway, and I put my foot down. Sometimes I do go, oh yeah, bloody hell, it is pretty quick. I haven't been getting into the car and going, right, I'm ready to drive, like I'm so happy, I'm raring to go. As soon as this tank of fuel is over, I would not be driving efficiency mode ever again. One thing it does do is what it's doing now. I'm going downhill 50 miles an hour, I was in 7th gear, I let off the accelerator and it put it straight into neutral. And that is because it just cuts the gears out, because it knows that you don't need to use them because you're rolling under your own steam. There's such a lag time. So join me on my usual drive through the town and then out onto the B roads, and to be honest, the efficiency mode isn't really giving me as much MPG as I thought it was going to. So I thought it was going to kind of give me at least 28, maybe 30 miles per gallon. I reckon on average we're probably around 22 at the moment. I understand I'm driving through town, I'm driving through the B roads, I'm not driving efficiently, I'm just driving as I normally would. However, it just seems to be a little bit on the low side. We have done 80 miles now and we've used a quarter of a tank. So if you just times it by 4, you're looking 320 miles. Well, I don't think we're going to get anywhere near that. I think we'd be very lucky to get 300 miles. And the fuel tank range should be 480 miles. Well, I don't see how you'd ever get that. We're going to test that out hopefully very soon. We're going to do a bit of a mileage challenge on this car and see if we can get anywhere near 480 miles. Because I don't think we're going to do it, even on the dual carriageways, etc., in efficiency mode, and the motorways. I just can't see it happening. Can you hear that rattling? I've had quite a few people say my S4 doesn't rattle. Well, mine does. That is from underneath that armrest. I reckon it's got to be a loose wire. So just a very quick update. We're not going to get anywhere near 300 miles out of a tank. It's just not going to happen. We've done 127 miles and we've just hit half a tank. So if I double that up, we're not even going to get 250 to a tank in efficiency mode. So what do I get in dynamic sport? I'm spending a lot of money on fuel, not going very far, aren't I? Right now, I've never been happy to nearly run out of fuel. We're finally on the red with 50 miles left on the tank. And so far we've done 218 miles driving in efficiency mode. Time to go and get some more fuel and then drive in efficiency mode. I'm very happy because this has been a very long, boring tank. And the whole point is that obviously it's a long tank because you're saving more fuel, but I've been miserable. Right, let's go. Right, you join me on my way to the petrol station. We're finally run out on efficiency mode, run out of our fuel, which I'm so glad. It's been a boring week and a half. Well, usually I fill up every week, so I'm guessing it's made some kind of difference. We're going to work out the we're going to work out the MPG and work out how much we've got out of this tank with the difference between how many litres I put in and how much it will hold, and we'll work that out. Well, that's not ideal. My camera decided it didn't want to record. I'm sure I charged it last night, but it's saying low battery, so I won't be using that one. So we have just filled up. We did 230 miles to the point where we had to fill up. I'll work out how much we could have actually got out of a tank. Will we have reached 250 if I ran it right down to zero? I doubt it. Maybe quite close though. So we're going to be working that out. I've now got to reset my trip computer because I don't need that, because I need to reset it for the long term. Right. Now we can go. Where is it? Where is it? Drive select down the bottom there. We're going to dynamic. Listen. Bit sportier exhaust note, and then we can switch to sport on here. There we go. Of course, I'm not going to be able to record this because I've only got my phone in my hand. But oh, this is going to be so much better being able to drive dynamic sport. And I'll be back with you in a few days. First 6 miles in the S4 on dynamic sport mode, and it's done 21.4 miles per gallon. Can't be moaning about that. We've currently done 30 miles since yesterday, and we've still got a full tank showing, so that's good. God, this thing just shoots up to speed limits so quickly. Right, so I'm out in the car again, out in the S4, and I am going to be just taking my mum somewhere. Got some kind of wedding reception or something. We are currently down to just under half tank, between half and a quarter, 140 miles. So I think we're going to get a little bit less than what we got in efficiency mode. And if you look over there, you might recognise that car. That is my old Saab, which I actually sold to a bloke that lived literally 2 doors away from my mum. Like, how random is that? What's with all the birds?
God, there's a cupboard in it.
We live in Cornwall, that's the problem.
I've never seen your car that high.
Oh, hang on. On a dash cam, I'm just giving it a try.
Don't get too excited, but it's just a little something for you and Dominic.
Alright.
Yeah.
Pterodactyl.
That's what I just said. Yeah, it was a lovely holiday.
That's good. Well, where'd you go? I can't remember.
Fancy one of the weekends.
Oh, yeah.
So your car broke down. Yeah, you'd film it when you were stood in the pitch black.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, I'm myself. I was looking at this thinking, oh my god, Jay, you're there in that. And it was. Yeah, I wouldn't have to be there. I was
there for like 40 minutes on my own. I was like, oh come on, is it him? Is it him coming around that corner?
Yeah.
And tell you what, he switched the lights on. I was like, that's bright. Going from like pitch black.
Yeah. Oh my god, when I'm sober it gives me the heebie-jeebies.
I was a little bit.
Can you drop Alison by the scout hut?
Yeah, there's one.
Hiya!
Oh, you alright?
This is Alison. Not Ali. Not Ali. Not Ali or Al. Alison. Jay, Hal's not in the car yet.
Oh, why is she not in the car? I just thought she put the window down. I thought it was really cold. She put the window down.
I thought you were going to try that car with your dog. Oh my god. I was like, what's she Jamie for?
The car are weird. It sounds very fast. So you wait.
Right, update. We have just filled up and we are on 55,824 miles. Hi guys, so you joined me in the Audi S4 and we've just finished our little experiment. Not very scientific, I understand, but I did my best. So efficiency mode, 265 miles to the tank versus 228 miles to the tank in dynamic sport. That means that in efficiency, we got 20.77 miles per gallon, and in dynamic sport, 17.87 miles per gallon. That means that driving in dynamic sport mode was 14% less efficient than efficiency. I've also done another calculation. Over 12,000 miles at £1.80 a litre, this would cost me an extra £767 in fuel driving in dynamic sport mode. Also, I'd have to burn 7.5 tanks worth of fuel extra over that time period using dynamic sport, using another 426 litres of fuel. So it's not very environmentally friendly, it's not very pocket friendly, but this kind of thing is very limited. I think there's a time limit on driving these cars because you won't be able to afford the tax, you won't be able to afford the fuel duty, you won't be able to afford everything else, the paper mile, whatever successive governments come in with over the next 40, 50 years. It's going to massively affect the way that petrol heads can drive their cars and enjoy their cars. If you did like the video, please do hit the like button, and also please do comment below, would you drive it in dynamic sport mode or efficiency mode to save that extra bit of money? 95%, 95 in 100 people watch these videos and don't subscribe to the channel. If you do watch the videos regularly, please do consider subscribing to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. I'll even give you my puppy dog eyes. Please, please do it. That's very bright. It would make a massive difference if everyone hit the subscribe button. We'd be able to do some crazy stuff a lot quicker. And I've got a lot of plans in my head, but I just need you to hit that subscribe button, and I really would appreciate that. Thank you for watching the video, and also have a great day. Cheers, guys. I'll see you in the next one.